morning, everyone. This is Bikini Bro here this morning with DM
Uh,
Demon DM 22.
Good morning.
Where is my fish? My fish has disappeared.
I was gonna say, where's the fish? You're not complete without the fish.
I'm not complete without the fish. Where?
My life has no meaning without the fish.
Ah! The fish has gone like off the screen.
Oh my.
It's like I don't know how I'm supposed to get it back.
Fly off. Wee.
Properties, group settings.
Maybe I'm just a magnet for technology problems.
I don't think so. I'm gonna remove it and then I'm gonna add it back again. I am gonna do this. I'm gonna do. There we go. Okay, we have the fish back. We have the fish back. We don't have the Discord icons today because of HurryPollo is not feeling well. Good morning, HurryPollo. I see you in the chat. HurryPollo isn't feeling well, so DM has been wanting to be on for a while now.
Hello, I'm here.
Come and chill and hang out for a bit. Today the goal is to progress the story, and we're going to get Iris into the car. We're gonna do a few quests with her, and then we're gonna pretty much kind of speed through this part because the game railroads us. That's not very fun. But afterwards, we get to open up the Vesper pool, and we get to go see Arden again.
We're gonna go fishing,
and then we are going to go fishing so much. I'm gonna make sure I don't have any of my mods out.
Zach was watching a video about the like mini games and video games essentially, and nobody mentioned the fishing in this game. They mentioned the Ocarina of Time fishing.
I feel like more people have played the Ocarina of Time fishing. But this is one of the best fishing mini games I am aware of. It's so much fun. If I were to make a rating system, it would be the Final Fantasy 15, then Stardew Valley because I love that fishing mini game. And then the Ocarina of Fishing Time mini game is very fun as well. So
what about the Twilight Princess one? I think that one's a little bit better, honestly.
I never owned Twilight Princess. I only played it whenever I was at a friend's house, and they thought the fishing mini games were boring. And I was a young teenager at the time, so I went, okay, if you don't want to go fishing, we don't have to go fishing.
So I saw Titus in your deals in your mods. What has happened there?
Oh, I have a mod that I'm not gonna play with it. I do with this on my normal time, but it turns Promtpo into Riku, Noctis into Titus, Ignis into Yuna, and Gladio into Waka.
I don't like that.
There's also one that turns Luna Freya into Lulu.
I don't like that.
I really like it. There's also one that turns Iris into Riku.
Yes, it's Titus and not Titus or whatever the hell Square wants us to say.
Just like they don't want us to say Iris instead of Iris. I don't. Yeah, so I play with those whenever I want to get on and play Final Fantasy 15 and run around and do stuff in my own time. And they're very fun mods. All of the mods I have are on the Steam Workshop because I've been a little too lazy to get the mods and stuff. We are on this file here, engaging the Empire.
I'm engaging the Empire.
Yeah, fair enough.
married
Getting
to the
married
Empire.
to the Empire. You're gonna
Yep, the
be
whole thing.
the Emperor's consort.
Yeah, it's pretty chill.
I was thinking about world building for the Empire a bit, and in my AU, I had a scene planned sort of near the beginning whenever the boys are walking through the Citadel. And my story is a Prince Promtpo Niflheim Promtpo AU. So Promtpo is a prince of the Niflheim Empire. They're coming to the Citadel for the peace talks, stuff like that. In a scene I cut, they are going up an elevator in the Citadel, and Noctis holds the elevator for a formal courtesan who is dressed like a Japanese, I believe they're with the, I don't know what they're pronounced as.
What's the
A
spelling?
geisha?
A geisha?
Yeah, a geisha, Geisha.
I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. With the robes and the hairpins and stuff. And Noctis actually holds the elevator door for her and is very respectful to her. And basically the idea was that there are ladies in the Citadel who work in that sort of job, but they also double as assassins for the crown.
Ooh.
And spies and stuff like that. And I was thinking of having that in there, but that entire chapter was supposed to be focused on the fact that Ignis has anxiety being around people. So I decided to cut that scene because it was taking too much away from it.
Speaking of, what the heck are you? What are we wearing here?
I found outfits for Ignis last session, and this is Ravis's outfit in black without the tailcoat, and then it has his arm and stuff. It's called Black Swan.
He stole his boyfriend's clothes.
He stole his he stole his boyfriend's clothes. It is so hard. I'm going to have to look into getting flag run and better mods and stuff like that. Just because on the Steam Workshop there are no decent casual outfits for Ignis. And I'm not saying like casual as in he needs to be wearing sweats like I have Noctis in. I have Noctis in sweats because that feels like Noctis. You know? And there's just Ignis is such a handsome man, and he's best girl, and no one has given him fashion.
I feel like Regis only like recruited Promtpo because he was like, okay, my son is mostly a college boy, and I need another college boy to be his friend because these other two are stiff as hell.
Well, Regis didn't recruit Promtpo. They met in high school, and Promtpo trained to become a guard specifically in order to go on this trip.
I know, but then like I'm just like Regis is probably like, oh thank God, there's like another normal here.
Yeah, that would definitely be my reaction if I was Regis. Is, oh my gosh, you have a friend? Yes, of course we can allow special permission for him to carry guns and heavy machinery, even though he is certified just a twink.
Sorry, I meant to say that. I was getting a little confused there. Oh, ow. That was dramatic.
What's interesting is like if I fell as Noctis in that way, I would take fall damage. And Gladius doesn't take fall damage. His almost 6,000 health didn't budge a single bit.
He's like, what, 6 feet tall and built mostly out of muscle? Ah, kitty!
Gotcha! Well, here we are.
Gladius saved me. Give me like 2 seconds.
Any less from you. Good.
I've been playing too much Satisfactory. It takes me a second to remember where certain controls are.
Watch out!
I have markers.
Instructions.
I'm biased, but I love pearls. They're my favorite enemy in this game.
They are.
No mercy. Gladly.
I like
They're
the
very-
katana part.
They're very big kitties.
I like the designs of the Kataba Paws a lot in this game too. I feel like in other games they don't do a very good job of remaking them, but they did a really, really good job with them in this game.
Yep. Do we have chocobos? We do have chocobos. Silent Blossom. Hi, baby.
Easy now.
I love the chocobo designs in this game.
Yes, one of the best.
Better keep up.
We are going to Lestallum. I don't remember where the car is right now, so we're just gonna go there on chocobo. Because I
Imperials above us. Thanks.
have a suspicion that if I tell them to go and transport to the car, we're gonna end up all the way in, like, I don't know, somewhere far away.
Timbuktu.
Honestly, it might just be Golden Key. That's a car that needs help.
Mm.
I am on my way. Prince to the rescue. HurryPollo says Corels are kitties built up that have built up too much static.
Oh,
Thanks, buddy. Oh, thank goodness you're here. My car is stuck.
I should have a repair kit. I usually keep a few of them on hand.
What a relief. Thank you.
All in a day's work.
I like how they just sit there and watch the guy fix his car.
I thought I saw an airship flying overhead, but I guess not.
They're just like,
Overhead.
you're on your own now.
They were like, oh, if we land, we have to help this dude out and fix his car. And then they just slowly drove away.
That's a funny image, like a bunch of MTs just like, yeah, lift the tire. No, not like that.
They're all versatile clones, so they would be very salty about having to help people, I feel.
All over.
I'm debating whether or not I should add clones that have somehow managed to survive at the very end of my fanfiction, but we'll see.
I don't really think that would be a good idea. So
Yeah.
your fanfiction is almost over, and you're in the resolution.
But I felt kind of bad taking those things down.
You're not alone.
You're wrapping up
But out
everyone's
in the wild, it's
storylines.
kill or be
There's
killed.
And
adding
personally, I prefer
adding
the
a new
former.
storyline at this point is not gonna be. That's something to put aside for your next story.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make a
Going
sequel
on
or
ahead.
something in the late future, but
Yeah.
not right now.
What is attacking? Okay. Oh, whatever it is. Do we want to go the right side around to Lestallum, around the big bridge, or do we want to go the left side up through the Scape Pass?
Ooh.
I think we actually might have a hunt up that way.
Do what's most efficient.
Well, the most efficient thing would be to return to the warp to the Regalia, and then warp to Lestallum. But I do kind of want to see what happens whenever we go to pick up Iris, and she's like, "Okay, we're gonna go get in the car," and they're like, "Oh, the car's at Golden."
How
She's
far are
like,
we going?
Got plenty of time to figure it out.
Does she ride a chocobo if you...
She
have one?
does. It's
Oh. Oh,
So we have Scylla Blossom, we have Daisy, we have Rose, and we have Lilac. So we have to come up with a pink colored flower name that is not Rose.
Sakura.
Sakura. Sakura could work.
Why are you just stopping in the middle of the road, Claudia? What are you doing?
This is exactly why I wish there was a 6 feet COVID rule, social distancing, because every now he's trying to pass me up, but the second he does pass me up, he's going to go slower than what I am.
Real nice here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that jump slide thing. There we go.
Synchronized jumping.
Well, because you could do a jump slide and then it recharges your chocobo stamina. And then you're supposed to do that during some of the races, and it's very hard to do it on the computer with your mouse. I had to rebind the sliding to an extra mouse button that my mouse has.
So tell me a little bit
Good.
more about the DLC and like what kind of lore came with the Gladio. Like I know there's not too much behind it, but like do we ever figure out where Gilgamesh even came from?
Gilgamesh was the first king of Lucis, was named Somnus, and Gilgamesh was his shield. However, at the time, the position of shield did not have a formal title. Gilgamesh sort of made that. In the Arden animated short before the Arden DLC, we actually see Gilgamesh and Somnus working together. And Gilgamesh was his personal bodyguard, basically. And over the years, all the other kings had a personal bodyguard that became the position of shield. And what Gladio's DLC covers is sort of his duty to what being a shield means. But most of Gladio's DLC is sort of more about Gladio having his own character journey than anything outwardly lore-wise. However, what we do learn lore-wise is that people can become astrals or minor gods. Not astral gods, but astral messengers. And Gilgamesh was human at one point, and then became an otherworldly being. And he lives at the bottom of this crater, and every now and then he opens doors to his trial chambers, and people come from all over to test themselves. Because whoever tests themselves against him, he's basically the minor deity of warriors. And if you prove yourself worthy, then you are a great warrior. Is what essentially it is. And what we also learn is the only person to have survived those trials is Corleonis. Corleonis earned the title the Immortal after he went into Gilgamesh's trial chambers and was the only one ever in known history to come out alive. And what has happened is Gladio got his ass beat by Ravus whenever you go to steal the regalia back. And he's going through a little self-identity crisis, especially because he wasn't there to protect his sister whenever Lestallum got attacked. And he wasn't there to protect Jared, who is sort of like a grandfather figure to him in some ways. And and so he's feeling like he's not worthy of protecting people. So he goes through Gilgamesh's trials in order to prove himself in a way. And that is Gladia's DLC in a somewhat long-winded summary.
Was Cord the one that cut Gilgamesh's arm off, or am I misreading that?
Kor is the one who cut Gilgamesh's arm off.
Okay. I thought so.
Yep.
Who is this man?
Yeah, that's the thing, is Coriolanus's story starts with him being a hot-blooded,
Indeed.
very rash 13-year-old boy, and him signing up for the military, and actually outshining a lot of his trainers in the military, in the Lucian military, in order to become a Crownsguard. And so he was kicking everyone's butt, and Rhaegys's father, King Mors, happened to be walking by at the time. And he goes, "Hey, that's a kid." And he's kicking the butts of some of our military sergeants and generals, the people who are, you know, in charge of training people. And Kor's first words to him were apparently something along the lines of a remark about his current political decision to pull the wall back. And Kor basically called him a coward. And King Morris said, "Look at this funky little dude. I'm going to pick him up by the scruff of his neck, and I'm going to give him to my son." And so Rhaegys, who would have been probably about 18, was put in basically given Kor and gone like, "Here you go. Here's a spicy 13-year-old kid that can definitely kick your ass." And a lot of people theorize that the reason why King Mors did this is because Rhaegys needed an eye-opener. Because he was, you know, grew up in the royalty, he grew up in the Citadel, he didn't really have any connection to what people were actually like, and Kor didn't give a fuck about him being a prince. Kind of in the way that Promtpo doesn't really care about the fact that Noctis is a prince, but Promtpo is a lot more respectful about it. And so shortly after they started training together and hanging out and actually becoming friends, Rhaegys had to go out of the Citadel on the Great War that happened 30 or so years before this game starts its timeline. Whenever Rhaegys went on his journey from Insomnia to Altissia in order for war efforts and stuff like that. And along that journey, they came to Lestallum, and Gilgamesh's trial chambers opened up, and a whole bunch of people were going in there and dying. And Kor basically kind of tripped and fell in, and then stumbled out alive. And everyone was like, "What?"
Like, I'm here.
Yeah, and then afterwards,
Hey, brother, try one of these.
Oh, Pollo says, as we learned from Final Fantasy XIV crossover, there were some job openings for messengers.
Good. Then come again and tell all your friends.
Yeah.
From earlier.
Yeah, because we see one of the messengers, astral messengers, basically kind of go, "I'm going to declare myself the astral messenger of storms." And then disappear. We can summon her now, but she is not the astral god of storms, that is Ramu.
Scary to think that fortresses can fly.
Yeah.
Hello. Would you like something to eat?
Obviously, like, astral messengers can fly, too. You've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, she was turned into stone.
Yeah. I imagine it's a pretty open active
Please come again.
Yeah.
recruiting process.
It seems to me if you're powerful enough that no one can contest you, no one can really say I think otherwise. So you'll notice here we've walked around Lestallum a lot of time before now, but there are new decorations. There are Niflheim flags up on the buildings, and also sort of hanging around. The music has changed, and the music that's currently playing is actually the Niflheim Empire's theme. I think I have a quest down here with him to turn in.
They say Telpar Crag was formed when the gods fought there, during the Great War of old.
Yep. So Telpar Crag is where Gilgamesh is located. I thought I took the picture already, but I guess I haven't. But we see here one of the Niflheim flags. It's got swords and what looks kind of like a sun with a face of some kind.
I guess isn't like Niflheim like kind of obsessed with like Solheim or something?
They believe themselves to be the inheritors of the Solheim Empire. Which, according to some written lore, it was originally based here in Lucis. So I don't know why they would think that or make that claim, but they also seem a little crazy. So, you know, the Nazi Germans thought themselves to be the inheritors of the Roman Empire legacy. And that they wanted...
Frickin' eyesores. You're worried about the view. I'm worried about the danger.
Yeah. So these guys are actually sitting here looking at the flag.
Saw a Magitech trooper the other day.
And the dialogue for all of the people walking around has changed.
I mean, the Nifs also decide to stay in an area that's, you know, constantly bombarded with blizzards, so...
Yeah, and that's because they killed a god.
Fortresses can fly.
Or, you know, we're killed.
So, something that's interesting in that I recently discovered about the lore is that apparently Versatile had a hand in killing Shiva. So that happened in their lifetime. That it became like a frozen tundra hellscape. And I did not know that before. I thought it was something that happened prior in the past.
Well, I remember seeing or hearing when I was playing the game, it used to be a desert, like not that long ago.
Yeah, if you, I don't think I have it on the map.
Yeah, the changes are interesting. I don't think I ever noticed this before either.
I don't have the map for Niflheim yet, because I haven't gone there in game yet. But there's a huge sand dune area that is now, like, you can see the frozen line that Shiva's AoE causes.
Kind of neat. I wonder what, like, the ecological, like, you know, changes have been since that happened.
In my opinion, it was quite devastating. In my, in the lore for my AU I do, there's a saying that goes around. This NPC still doesn't exist yet. There is basically a saying that says that the only thing that lives in Niflheim are rats. And that is an insult to the people who live in Grela. But also, because of what happened with Shiva icing over the area, almost all the animals died. ecologically. There's an extinction that has happened. That they went from a very hot climate to a very cold climate, and a lot of animals didn't have time to adjust. So the area around Grayla, there's nothing but humans. And that's part of the reason why the Graylans don't like...
Quakes weren't bad enough. The meteor disappears. And now we have thunderstorms around the clock.
Don't forget the Imperial blockades. If this isn't a curse, I don't know what is.
Yeah. That's part of why they are indifferent to actually killing all the gods, is because in their eyes, one of the gods just showed up one day and then cursed their entire land for no reason.
Yeah, Pollo says, I think choosing to live in a perpetual blizzard caused by your own hubris sounds more like a testament to human tenacity and stubbornness than anything else.
That sounds like a very Niflheim thing to say.
Yeah, Pollo, are you a Nif? We gotta worry about you?
Welcome back.
That was a stupid question. So the people that live, like, between Lucius and, like, the Nifs, like, what is the government system like in this area? I don't think I really ever understood that. Like, who do they just do, like, mayors per city or what?
So Lestallum used to be its own city-state until the Lucis Empire took it over. That's what the Assassin's Creed event is all about. Up north of Insomnia, north to the east, is where Galad is. And Galad also used to be an independent state until Lucis took it over, and then Niflheim took it over. So we don't know what their government looked like. And then we know that the Tenebrae people have a matriarchy where they have queens that follow the oracle. And are probably more religious in their sort of politics than most of the other countries. And we know that Altisha, the islands to the south, used to have a monarchy, but now they have a republic where they elect their leader. And they're one of the few republics that exist.
That seems to be a pretty novel concept in this universe.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you think about it, Lucis literally has a lineage that was chosen by gods. In our world, they just claim they were chosen by gods. In this world, you can actually go to an island and be judged by Ramen. Who's been silent for 2,000 years or so, but, they actually exist physically. There's no question. Everyone knows the Titan is in the meteor, that he's holding that up after the impact. Everyone knows Ifrit is taking a dirt nap at a volcano after he tried to kill all the humans.
You ever explain why Ifrit doesn't talk?
Ifrit does talk in Arden's DLC, I believe. He basically calls them all human scum and declares that he's going to kill all of them all. And then Arden turns him into a demon.
You're a lifesaver, brother. Bet you're curious what's inside.
He wakes up very angry.
But the contents ain't exactly riveting either. Just my usual.
Wakes up from a nap,
so be sure
learns his wife is dead, and gets angry.
Oh my god. Pollo just said Shiva's corpse is now a tourist trap.
You know what? I would not be surprised if they made it into one.
Come look at the giant boobs.
Exactly.
Hey there! Have yourself a good browse.
Okay.
See you later.
I do like that they made Leviathan a girl in this. We definitely need more female summons.
Yeah. I thought Leviathan was a female in other Final Fantasy games, but maybe I was just misgendering her.
I have no idea. I don't think it really matters. I think it can change a lot too.
We see her in human forms in some of the art that depict the Astrals as having human forms, and she's basically a mermaid girl.
Huh.
If you go and look in the tutorial for the lore and history, the picture where Bahamut is giving them the crystal and saying there's going to be a chosen king and whatnot, all the gods are depicted in that, and they are in their human forms. And Leviathan is like a mermaid lady and a seashell bra.
Oh yeah, is that a double entendre? They just said, I like to think of Leviathan as gender fluid.
I love this idea.
Unintended.
Unintended. I like this. I actually have in my fanfic right now. Bahamut has taken the form of a human woman. Specifically, he is wearing Araya's corpse, Arden's ex-wife's corpse, specifically to do psychic damage to him. He hasn't discovered this yet. Whenever he does discover it, it's going to be a whole thing. But everyone else has kind of gone like, oh wait, Bahamut has always depicted himself as a man, but now he is a woman. What are his pronouns? And they're actually questioning this. And after the betrayal of Drados stealing the crystal, Nyx actually texts Drados and goes, "Hey, what are Bahamut's
oh my
pronouns?"
God, that was so good.
He gets no answer, but then they text Drados' second in command. What's his name? I think it's sort of like a Spanish name. All three of these guys are having a very interesting conversation, but Ignis is not comfortable with it.
Ignis is like, I'm not in this.
Yeah. Like, these two are talking, Gladio's judging him. Luce, thank you, HurryPollo. Luce does respond, and he basically informs them that I asked Bahamut what his pronouns were, and Bahamut said, "What are pronouns?" So that is the state. So they're Bahamut is deciding to stick with him, even though he is wearing a female form.
Good for him. What I totally lost my train of thought. I was gonna ask something about what made them pick these like 6 summons to be the gods in this game?
Well, they're all Final Fantasy classics. I can't speak to the creators' decisions, but I think they had an idea for Titan and they were inspired by Titan. I'm pretty sure they had an idea for Leviathan, because Leviathan is the sickest fight the Final Fantasy franchise has done in probably this entire century.
Yeah.
They're flying around a giant snake and throwing weapons made out of light at them. Like, damn. And it's a lot of fun, too. So, I think they also had an idea for Shiva, of her being dead and then being disguised as Gentiana. But as far as Ramuh goes, he just kind of shows up. And you don't even have a fight or anything with him. He's literally just like, hey, go on this quest and go touch grass.
He's just like, yeah, tree.
And go touch trees that have been marked by lightning. And he doesn't even walk you through his quest. Gentiana does. So I don't know if that was they didn't have enough time to script anything for him, or they didn't have the resources to put in a big event for him. Sometimes while you are on that quest, a griffin will attack you.
Yeah, I saw that when you did it. Whack.
But that is not guaranteed. But there is a high chance of it happening. So not everyone is going to have that same experience. Look at these guys. They're hanging out in this area long enough that their AIs know that they can wander over that to that point of interest. That's very interesting.
Koyo said they couldn't pare it down to 5, so 6 was the best they could do.
I mean, 6 is also a good round number. And then Etros was supposed to be a big part of this game, the goddess of death, but that changed. So, I don't know. We're actually about to watch one of the first trailers made for this game.
Yeah.
For Final Fantasy 15 was originally supposed to be Final Fantasy 13 Versus. And the general story was, in the Final Fantasy 13 universe, there's a goddess named Etros. She is the reason behind all of the plot for Final Fantasy 13. And Noctis was supposed to be following her in some way to do something. And then all of that changed whenever they realized, oh, we can just make this its own Final Fantasy game, and that would probably make a lot more sense. But they had the trailer still, and they wanted to do something with the trailer, so randomly, a third of the way through this game, you randomly get the 13V trailer, which is about to happen here.
It gets so much better, too, because Nomura's so salty about not being able to work on 13.2 or 13 Versus or whatever it was called. He literally just copy-pasted it and put a new character in and put it at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 as the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nomura. Thank you for that.
Nomura has very cool ideas. He's very good at coming up with ideas and coming up with storylines. He is not very good at putting them together in a cohesive storyline, which Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 basically prove that that's kind of secondary. You don't need to have a strong storyline to go through something to have fun with a game. Because Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 are a lot of fun, and their gameplay is awesome. You have some really cool moments, but it only kind of makes sense. You just don't think too hard about it.
And then, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 is like, if you didn't play the side games, screw you.
Yeah.
You're never going to survive.
Yeah. Basically they had to pull Namamura off this project in order to get it to be finished, because he's very particular about how he wants things done. And he couldn't decide how he wanted this game to end, even though he had like 3 different endings written for it.
Oh my.
There's a dude over here. What?
Hi.
There's a shop here. Hello? What do you sell? You sell boxes. Oh, he sells hot sauce. Oh, these are potions.
Hot sauce potions.
He sells
You again.
He sells sriracha sauce. Oh, this is where I picked up the smelling salts and made from stock. This is 3,000 gil. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna pick that up.
I feel like Noctis would be that kind of person to chug hot sauce out the bottle.
I agree. We're gonna go ahead and continue the storyline. So we're gonna come in here and we're going to learn what has happened while the Niflheim invaded Lestallum.
Oh, Gladdy.
What's wrong?
I let you down. I never made it to Kayem. The Empire came while you were gone. None of us said a word about Noct. They just showed up and then... Poor Jared.
What do you mean? What happened to Jared?
There was nothing we could do!
It's not right. We should have been here.
I couldn't stop them.
But I won't let the Empire get away with it. They'll pay for what they've done. I promise.
I believe in you, Prince Noctis.
I'm taking Talcott, and we're going to Kayam. We can't just stay here and do nothing.
I understand.
Okay. So there's a few things I want to talk about in this scene. And that is the fact that they have to show you a picture of Jared in order to remind you who Jared is. And that is a waste of a character, in my opinion. We could have had a few more moments with Jared and Talcott before this point in the storyline, but we don't. And what happens in the storyline is you go and you get your car back, and then you go talk to, then you go back to Lestallum. They're talking about moving to Kayam in order to get a boat to Altisha, because that's the ultimate goal. And whenever Iris says that she's going to go and take them to things, and then you come in, and there are flags everywhere and stuff, and you go into the hotel, and basically they killed Jared in cold blood. But narratively, Jared is basically Gladio's grandfather, and Talcott is kind of like their little cousin, nephew sort of figure thing. But you don't have any emotional attachment to who Jared is in this scene. And it's a very jarring and not the best.
Yeah, they didn't handle it very well.
And one thing that always bugs me is Talcott is crying and Noctis does not hug him. I know it's hard to animate 3D models hugging each other, but the boy is crying. Hug him. Give him a hug. You know?
Yeah. You can animate Promtpo slapping his ass, but
yeah, Promtpo in that scene actually like hangs his head like you can't believe he's hearing what he's hearing. You know, so that's one thing that always bugs me is that Jared dies so suddenly and without warning. They could have had Iris given you a call and say something was wrong. You do have a few moments where Gladio is trying to call Iris while you're on Ramu's trial, and he cannot get a hold of her. And they say like, "Oh, her phone must be on silent or something." But yeah. It's just always bugged me a little bit.
Yeah, it's not good.
How many pictures can Promtpo Wait, this is 3 pictures of Promtpo.
He's sulking.
You rarely ever get pictures of Promtpo.
Who's taking the pictures of him?
4 pictures of Promtpo. What?
Oh, there's Turbo.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna keep this one. Because it looks good.
Excuse me.
But I actually like this one as well. But it's so rare to get good pictures of Promtpo where he's not making a stupid face. And we just got 4 of them.
Default. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
HD Dream.
So that's the Final Fantasy 13 versus Omen trailer. Or at least clips about it. And it's a very good trailer. It's got a lot of good concepts in it, but a lot of that trailer didn't even make it into the game.
Yeah, not shirtless Noctis, which I'm disappointed.
It's a shame. It's a travesty.
I can't let her go it alone after everything that went down. It'll be a squeeze in the car, but just for a while.
Shall we then?
Yeah, I don't want to keep Sid and Cindy waiting. They're fixing up the boat as we speak.
We ought to thank them.
Actually, Jared's the one we ought to thank.
Yeah. He really thought of everything.
Yeah. So Jared is the one who informed them about this place where they could set sail, because it has historically been used before by Ragus and other kings as a port. It's a natural port. And so now we're going to get to be on an adventure with Iris. So,
baby girl.
Going completely off topic, because I never get off topic, ever. These are cable cars, right? We've seen the cable cars moving across. Where'd you get on the cable
car? You have to jump.
I am jumping.
Maybe it's like on the roof of a building or something. I'm gonna be right back. I have got to use the restroom.
Okay, have a good pee. We had to get a DLC in order to see shirtless Gladio HurryPollo. He's only shirtless after the DLC. And you have to complete it in order to get it. Okay, there. The cable car ends there. And there. So I guess that's where they dock. They dock and then they head out. So They terminate at the factory. But then where do they go to? Let's make sure we have chocobos rented out. Okay, HurryPollo says it's a better way to commute to work than cars, especially at night. But I agree with you. Look, one of the cable cars literally just showed up here. I agree with you. It would protect you from demons at night. But where is it going? And what is it carrying on with it? Because all the people who work in this city pretty much work at the plant.
I saw a Magitech trooper the other day. Those things are downright unsettling.
And this is a power plant that is a geothermal power plant. It doesn't need any excess, like, outside resources. Unless there's, like, a steel plant also in there or something. Also, is that a Goodyear logo on it? On the, like, bottom fin there? Where does it go once it hits here? Because this is the only really big city center. Is it just gonna circle around this entire building? Okay, so the building has gone around. And now is it going to come back? Yes! No. I think that's just the side of the building. Huh. I thought I saw it coming back around. Welcome back, demon.
What are we
There
doing?
it is. Now it's coming. Look, we just watched this trolley here come up through Lestallum, and it went down on the right hand side of the plant, and now it's coming back on the left hand side.
Huh.
So there's got to be like a station or something where it drops stuff off. So we're gonna see that come right above us here. But where is it going?
I wonder if it's just for like delivering things.
It's a geothermal power plant. Unless it's also like a steel production facility, what would they be transporting? HurryPollo asks what's on the other side of the building. It's a mountain, yeah. Looks like a mountain.
Hi, Vermin.
Howdy! They're transporting office supplies as Vermin's bet. Look, see? Look, I never realized the trolley actually existed. Now I'm actually very mad that you never get to go on this thing. Look at it! It goes above the market!
That's kind of interesting. I've never noticed that. There's like a liability.
It does. It even has shadow effects. Look, it's hitting this building here. Where does it go? I'll listen to the radio a little bit. Look, see shadow effect. So it separates right there, and then it does a big loop around the power plant. But where does it go? Does it go up to Mount Ravito?
Maybe.
Because we know it turns off. It goes up here, and then it doesn't go down to Old Lestallum. It turns off and goes up this mountain. That's very interesting.
Filled her up for ya.
I'm only... Also, where did you fetch her from? She's been missing. Our Hansune Miku. Are we good on potions and everything? Yeah, we're good.
Thank you.
My criteria is to at least have 10 of something. If I'm fighting something and I need more than 10 items.
Ready to roll? Let's get this show on the road.
My headcanon for Iris is that she is as strong as Gladio, but nobody nobody knows it.
I feel like Claris is cautious enough that he would train her in combat in some ways. Let's see if we can catch up to the cable car. Yeah, see, there it goes.
Bye. Weird.
Looking at the
I just thought those were telephone poles.
It sure doesn't look like any of the cars you see around here.
And it's a lot roomier, too. I can't imagine trying to cram 5 people, including Gladdy, into one of those things. Have you ever ridden in one?
Can't say we have.
There was barely enough room for our luggage. Thank goodness you guys could give me a lift.
Think the others made it to Kayam all right?
I suppose we'll find out when we get there.
So it splits off in 2 directions, but it doesn't have a choice on where it goes. It only goes around this loop, clockwise, it seems.
Yeah, I honest to God thought those were telephone poles.
I thought I did too until I saw one of them just sort of like...
Check it out. See that? That's the Rock of Ravito. I'm like 90% sure.
Not 100.
You almost know your stuff.
All thanks to Jared.
I don't think that one's moving. Oh god, there's gonna be a crash. Yeah, see, I thought they were power lines until I saw one of them moving across here. So one looks, that is an old Lucian base that's been repurposed by the Niflheim. So one looks like it goes down that way.
Pleasure.
Are you the only one that drives?
I can drive.
And so can I.
It's not like Iggy's the only one who can drive. He's just the only one we can trust.
Wow, are they that bad?
Not bad at all, right?
Right. But there's no way the big guy's taking any chances with his little sister in the car.
I would like to point out there that we never get confirmation that Gladio can drive. But Promtpo can. Promtpo and Noctis can drive, as can Ignis.
I'm okay.
You are sandwiched in back there.
Have Promtpo suffer instead.
Really, it's fine. No suffering here.
If you say so.
She gets to sit next to her big brother and her crush. What's there not to like?
I feel like Gladio's too tall to drive.
In this car, most certainly. I have very tall family members, and it gets to a point where you cannot drive.
I got some bad news, guys.
Oh, great. Another floating fortress.
Let's pull over.
Knocked.
Relax. We've got this.
So this is old Lestallum.
Taking matters into hand?
Delivering justice for Jared.
And for Talcott, too.
Iris, I'll need you to wait here.
All right.
No. Iris, come with me.
Careful, Noct. Only fools rush in. I suggest we review our intelligence and devise a plan.